I am very miserable about sentences. A sentence is not emotional, a paragraph is. A sentence is a title. Titles are made of sentences without interruption. Every sentence has a beginning. That is a sentence and not an introduction. If you try to make a sentence live where it has been put, it stays. That is why they will try to have it matter. What is a sentence? Never ask anyone what a sentence is or what it has been. After a while, what is a sentence? Now, what is a sentence? What is a sentence? Mostly, what is a sentence? What is a sentence now? What is a sentence not that now? What is a sentence with not now that is not a sentence now? A sentence is not what they know. Sentences are called sentences. It is called a sentence. Sentences which are called sentences are laid together. This series of sentences may be able to add many more to them. This makes them sentences. Thank you very much for reading sentences. Think of a sentence. Think of a sentence one at a time. Think of a sentence in the meantime. Think very well about a sentence. Think of it. Think carefully about sentences. Think of a sentence in between. Think and think and think a sentence. Think of a sentence, think how they like it. It is very interesting to think of sentences as a pansy. Now think why wisely or why widely or why highly of this sentence. Think again of a sentence and it is not anything. Think carefully of hundreds of sentences, why not? The great question is, can you think a sentence? A sentence in thinking. A sentence is not a thought. It is a grammatical construct that thinks itself into existence. Think, what is a sentence? A sentence is something that is or is not followed. A sentence is very much after all. A sentence is an imagined masterpiece. A sentence is a success. A sentence is drawers and drawers full of drawings. A sentence is complete and secret. A sentence is a disappointment. A sentence is not a picture. A sentence is a duplicate. A sentence fails to have a pleasure in a new one. A sentence is so sweet. A sentence is made up of whatever they mean. A sentence says, you know what I mean. Do I? Well, I guess I do. Take a sentence. After all, who has a sentence? Order a sentence. Order a long sentence. Commence and order a sentence. Now, here is a sentence. That is one sentence. A sentence is this. This is a sentence. That is a whole sentence. This is a sentence completely. This is a sentence too clearly. That is a sentence and something else might not have been. These are sentences, of course. Now all this is still sentences. Now, then a sentence is a sentence. Very well, a sentence. Sentences are made wonderfully one at a time. Sentences made slowly. In a minute, sentences made slowly. A sentence can be three things made with hurry. Hurry with a sentence, an easily made sentence. A sentence is made up of what they mean. That is an easily made sentence and it easily makes sense, which is an easily made sentence which easily makes sense. A sentence has been made. All these sentences take shape, curled as a sentence. This is an example of a sentence that has been thought, which is the same as if it has been bought. A sentence need never to be arranged afterward. This is an exceedingly pretty sentence which has been changed. That is a nice sentence. That is a very good sentence. That is a very good sentence, literally. A very perfect sentence. That is a simple sentence that means something. In this way, a sentence is very plain. This is one of those sentences that is appreciated. Sometimes a sentence is very well done. I have not decided if a sentence is better, or is more, or is best, or is only most, and best. I return to sentences as a refreshment. The sentence hopes that you are very well and happy. It is very easy to like sentence. Who has had a sentence read for him? What do they like in a sentence? They like in a sentence that they feel like it. That is a sentiment, not a sentence. A sentence is complete, it gives pleasure every day, every other day. All this is a sentence in a day. Almost any word except a name can go into a sentence. A sentence may be made with an article A. This cannot be a word in a sentence. This is an old sentence and has been used some. That is an old sentence. That is an old sentence and not interesting. A sentence should never be familiar. A sentence should be thought of as having been told. A sentence is not whether it is beautiful. A sentence with I do with you what you do. A sentence should be arbitrary, it should not please be better. A sentence should never win. A sentence should be in a rhyme if it is to be definite. For instance, a sentence is to and ought. A sentence can easily make a mistake. This is a sentence because it is a failure, which is not a sentence. That is a sentence because it is a failure. A sentence is it at all? What is a sentence? Still, it is a sentence. What is a sentence? It is becoming clearer that they know what they are. This is not a good sentence because it follows. This is a sentence but not interesting. This is a sentence but not interesting, and so you see. This is not a sentence, it is a statement and an account. A sentence makes money. A sentence should never be employed. That is a sentence that is not employed. A sentence is not sideways. A sentence is not a syllable. That is not a sentence. This might be a sentence, but it is not. This is not a sentence, this is a reflection. This is not a sentence, it is a picture. This is in no sense a sentence. What is a sentence? Not at all. It is just, what is a sentence? Not at all. All these are not sentences. What is the use of it not being a sentence? Thank you. What is the use of it not being a sentence? A sentence must be used. A sentence not to be used fully. A sentence comes to be for use. A sentence is made for their use. This sentence they cannot use. I would use a sentence if I could. Sentences make use of waning. A sentence can be very reduced. There can be in it a noun and a verb. Well done. A sentence is not a verb. A sentence is not a noun. This sentence would like to be taken away. Leave out a sentence. A sentence is replaced. This is a perfect example of a sentence without a sentence. A spoken sentence is never spoken. This is a sentence which she has not been saying. A sound in a sentence. A sentence is made not by sound. A sentence is a sound, but they are alike like that. Now, a sentence has the sound has this, which is this. That sentence has that sound, which if they like. A sentence does not make a division. A whole sentence. A sentence in a part. A sentence does have parts. A sentence is made to be divided into 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, starting with 1. A sentence is one of two. This is a sentence which makes it very much at the time, and so two are likely. 2 and 2, all out but you. A sentence may be fairly in 3. A sentence divided into 3. A sentence divided into 6. A sentence divided into 7. This is how a sentence is divided into 7 and a sentence is divided into 8. That is a piece of a sentence but not a part. All this is a sentence and 2 in part. An authority in sentences. The use of sentence in immigration. A sentence is never displaced. The minute you disperse a crowd, you have a sentence. This is a sentence which has frequently disappeared. That is a sentence that has not been needed. Against sentences. How can a sentence have their hope? What is the difference between a sentence and words? What is the difference between a sentence and a picture? Now, the difference between a sentence and everything else is that they are cautious. A sentence is that it makes a difference. A sentence is the same. Sentences may be alike. This sentence is perfectly adapted to being parallel. This last sentence is entirely different. A sentence may reasonably be lost. It is not very easy to save a sentence. This is one of the theories of saving a sentence. In this way, a sentence has full meaning. This is the whole idea of a sentence. A sentence need not continue. There, the rest of the sentence. A sentence is forgotten and thank you very much. Thank you for a sentence. Leave a sentence alone. Leave a sentence alone when they end. The time to come is a sentence. A A sentence is however afterwards. This is a sentence by that time. Now make a sentence all alone. A sentence makes it do. A sentence is when they end.